Some of you have commented about my bird feeder, which is, yes, it is a little barn. It's adorable. I love it. And it got me thinking that, okay, so having a bird feeder is beautiful. It has its pros. It's got you put the feed in there and you see all kinds of birds throughout your day. I'll sit on my table right there and I'll just watch these birds and come and fly over here and eat and everything, and I like it. I love it. Downside is it's a commitment, okay? Because of the fact that these birds get used to you providing food, and then when you don't have any there, they still come and they try to eat some and there's nothing in there, and then it makes me feel bad. It makes me look bad. Okay, so I don't want to look bad in the bird community. So I try to keep food in here all the time, but like I said, it is a commitment because you gotta constantly check it, make sure that there's food in there, otherwise the birds will actually start chirping and complaining. Another thing that is a pretty big commitment is hummingbird feeders. I have 2 hummingbird feeders, one there, one here, and the thing about that people don't know about hummingbird feeders is that this water needs to be changed every 3 to 4 days. Okay, the hummingbirds will eat, but if you don't change it every 3 to 4 days, it might get them sick. Okay, I get the powder nectar that I mix in with warm water and I put it up every 3 or 4 days. I change it. You have to change it, otherwise you don't want your hummingbirds getting sick. Now, when you see the hummingbirds fly by coming to drink the nectar, it's really cool when you catch a glimpse of them because they fly so fast and they're so small and it's hard to see them. But if they get used to you having nectar constantly, they will come around a lot, and it's pretty cool to see them. So I'm going to show you the mixture that I make to put in to the vegetables when I plant them. Okay, I have a few extra tomatoes that didn't give away. They've been growing healthy, so I'm just gonna put them in, and I'm gonna show you what I put in there. This is used coffee grounds. This is really good fertilizer, really good for the soil, very good for vegetables. Okay, it adds nutrients back into the soil. We have a bucket here, and we're just gonna pour it in. All of it. We also have a little container full of eggshells, broken eggshells that we saved from making scrambled eggs. We have that. What we're gonna do now is I use a simple tool. Now what I'm gonna do is literally just smash the eggshells so that they get broken up. Now I'm gonna go plant some tomatoes. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab this San Marzano right here. We're gonna make this hole right here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some of this mixture. Okay, the coffee and shells. I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, now we're gonna grab an egg, just any egg. I'm gonna put it right there. Separate this a little bit. that's how I plant them, and they grow beautifully. I like to put the cages on them when I plant them because I don't like to do it, when they're all grown up more and have to be careful with the leaves and the branches, and it's a pain. So I just do it when I put them in. Okay, so we're just looking through some radishes here and finding some good ones. Now is a time where we're just gonna be picking and picking because they're all over the place. Some are bigger than others, but they're all looking pretty good. There you go. Another handful of harvest for our radishes. So that's exciting. And oh, look at this. Okay, so our bell pepper here decided to flower. Flowering again. This one's still too little, so we're just gonna take this off. We have our cucumber right there, and here is a flower. This is my grapevine that I planted this year. It was pretty dried up when I first got it, so I'm hoping that it'll come back next year. A lot of my fruit trees passed away this year, and so when it comes to fruit trees, I really don't have a lot this year, which is really sad. I have a fig tree. Like, the fig tree is doing marvelous, but all the other trees have not really come back. They haven't come back, and it's pretty sad because I tried really hard throughout the winter to keep them alive, and they just gave up on me in that last month. Now, the way we look at carrots to see if they're doing good or they're ready is you should be able to see the top of the carrot, just like radishes, on top of the ground, on the bottom of the sprout. If you see that, they are just about ready, but none of these are ready yet.
Yes.
It's very bushy though. But yeah, none of these are ready. The corn is still growing very well. It's almost knee-high. Okay, that's these. Some are a little bit smaller, and they came up with it later time, so they're not all at the same rate. They're not all growing the same, which I wonder how that's gonna affect it and how that's gonna affect the whole thing. But we'll see. Like I said, this is my first year growing corn in the ground, so Onions are looking great. You'll know that the onions are ready when the tops actually fall over and they get dried up and they fall over. That's how you know that the onions already get picked. Otherwise, you just let them grow, because as you can see here, they're growing pretty big. You will be able to see the top, but don't pick them. Not until this falls over on its own. Here's another one. Looking good. I wanted to give you an update on the chicks. They still look cute, still look adorable. And the sister wives have been separated from the rest of the group. So this is chicken wire door that we made and the wall there. And so that separates them from the other chickens getting in there. And yeah, they just stay in this little box. They sleep there at night. They sleep in the little box over there. And they're left alone. The bigger chickens were picking on the chicks, and since two mamas are smaller chickens, they didn't know how to protect them. Hi, chickies. So that noise that she makes, it's to inform the babies that there is some food that she found and she wants them to come and eat. Check out the noise. A surprise that was that we have a fifth chick, okay, and you're never gonna believe whose it is. Go with your mama. Yep, Miss Cotton Bottom. She decided to go and sit on the rest of the eggs that didn't hatch, and one ended up hatching. So she had her doubts about being a mama, but looks like she decided to go for it. She only got one though, and she's out here with the rest of them because she's big enough to protect them from all the other chickens. She's a fierce little mama. She will protect her chicks. So that little chick is in good hands, especially out here. Alright, let me show you the best DIY fertilizer for your roses. It's the easiest thing ever, okay? So you collect your eggshells when you make some eggs, okay? Put these, alright? Grab water, put it in. Make sure the eggs are all underwater. You have to crack them, that is fine. You bring it to a boil. Now that it has boiled for a few minutes, about 5 minutes or so, we are going to just turn it off and just let it cool. Literally just going to leave it there and let it cool. Like you all know, eggshells are made out of calcium. The shell itself is made out of calcium buildup, okay? So when you boil eggshells or boil eggs, that calcium from the eggshells is in the water. After we let it cool, we're gonna go and pour it on our roses. Our roses would love it, and it's gonna encourage new growth and beautiful, beautiful blooms. So here's the eggshells that I boiled, and we're literally just going to pour them by the roots. I'm gonna throw some eggshells in there too. Same here, I already put some water in here. Just like that. When it comes to roses, these are called double knockout roses. They are very cool because they are drought resistant, disease resistant, deer resistant, all kinds of resistance, okay? And they get bigger and bigger every year. So one thing you want to do every year while they're blooming, see how all of these blooms all came out at the same time. Now, this one's dying back, this one's blooming just barely. So what we want to do is we want to deadhead all of the blooms that are past their good times. So what you do is you grab, it's sad. Okay, so here it is. Used rose. You grab the whole thing, grab it from the bottom and pull. It comes off very easily. And see? Right here. Very easily. Used roses come off very easily. Or old roses. See? And then the new roses will come out and encourage new growth. It'll spread out as well as put out new ones. These I give to my chickens. They like rose petals. Oh,